So welcome back to the BAW Shed. Today I want to talk to you guys about trays and canopies and kind of what I like about them and not like about some of them, and let's just have a chat, shall we? So what I got here is the BAW 79 series, and as you can see we've got the newest BOSS Aluminium M-Spec tray on the rear. This is the M4 tray that those guys do. M4 because there's different levels. You can buy an M1, M2, 3, 4. Basically what's changing is what comes with it. So I'll talk to you a little bit about this one and what comes with it, because that's what we've got in front of us. But today, as you can see, my tray is absolutely filthy because I literally just came back from a camping trip and I took the canopy off. So we're going to talk about that a bit later. But what I wanted to chat to you guys about was what I like about having a tray, and then we'll talk about what I like about having a canopy for. So as you can see, I've got absolute, well, it's not that bad, is it? Anyway, I've got crap in here because we did do a trip, firewood, kids' bikes, I had gazebos in the back, I had a fridge on that side, and basically spare on the headboard, you know, a high lift jack on the other side. So I had all the gear kind of here, there and everywhere on this setup. First things first, water. It's got a 70-litre water tank that is underneath it, which is filled via this point up here. One-piece guards on mine. Now the new design, as you can see here, these are all separate. So the guard's separate from the box. The box is separate from the rear wing infills. Now, if you damage something, they aren't connected. That way you're not going to then inherently damage something that it's connected to. So the box gets a hit, unbolt it, get a new one. The guard gets destroyed, unbolt it, get a new one. It just kind of negates the possibility, don't know why I'm inverting commas that. It negates the possibility for basically you damaging this, and because it's attached to that, then that, you know, a bolt rips out at the same time, and then you've got a big hole in your box. So anyway, let's talk about things that you can use this for. In mine, I've got my twin compressor setup and my air tank from my old M-Spec tray that I did have on this, and then just a bit of random recovery from our mates at Max Tracks. You know, it's a couple of bits and pieces. So that's what's going on in there. And my number one favorite feature about this, central locking as well. So when I lock the car, hit the button, bang, toolboxes are locked. Now, which brings me to another point about this tray, trundle drawers. What I do like about the new generation from BOSS, lockout. So we've got a detachable tabletop here, basically. Acts as a table if you like. That way if you put your cooker or something on there and you are on a bit of an incline or decline, it can't push in. So you're safe as houses with that. Push the lock tabs, straight back in, and now a new feature as well, central locking on the trundle drawers also is a available thing. So you can opt for that in these trays. Fill point for your fuel on the rear here. Now that's just for the 70s guys. If you don't have a 70 series, then it will be a little bit different depending on what type of model you have. Let's talk about the headboard for a second. They are a new design. They are a sheet metal headboard. So the biggest difference between that and the old one was it was just the normal tubular headboard on the previous generation. It does give us the flexibility for different attachments that do bolt up to the headboard. Right now, as you can see, I don't have a spare wheel holder or anything like that on this because my canopy goes straight up against the headboard. But all those things are optional and you can get them for when you do a setup through these guys at BOSS Aluminium. So can be done. You can do 2 spares or 1 spare, whatever side. It's all bolt on, bolt off. That's what the M is standing for, modular system. So you can do either or on these trays. So that's another cool thing that I love about the trays as well. As you can see, I've got all the sides fully removed at the moment because it just worked for our trip. And in the decking of the tray, the framework on the underside is quite elaborate to house these M12 nutserts that are in the actual deck as well. So that not only is what I bolt my canopy down to, but I can also use, let me show you, one of these bad boys. And the great thing is, I've got a bunch of these all in the deck of my tray, and that comes in super handy when you're, who knows, bolting a fridge in like I did on the weekend. One on one side, one on the other side, strapped it down. Had the kids' bikes, one down here, one at the front, strap them down. So super handy, especially if you've got a dirt bike as well. Strap down the front, strap down the rear, bolt in, bolt out. Very, very handy for if you are changing your setup often and a lot, makes it super practical. So that is just a few of the features that I really enjoy about the new BAW tray, and trays in general. They're just great, usable, practical devices. You can use it for work, you can use it for play, but that's what I like about this one. And mainly for me, it is play that I do use this for, other than letting you guys see it for this type of work. So that wraps up the M4 modular tray from BAW Aluminium. Guys, look, listen, if you got any pointers or any questions about the tray that you'd like us to answer, put it in the comments and we'll see if we can't answer some questions for you. I just talked about their tray on my 70, and this is the canopy that attaches to said tray. So I want to show you guys a few of the features that I like and what BAW kind of does that really stands out for me and why I really love this product. So this is the kitchen side. As you can see, we've got the fridge here. So we got the Bushman's upright fridge in here. Originally the door opens the other way when it comes from Bushman's, but you can obviously swap that, as you can see. I have opted to do so because when you're standing here, a lot of the time you'll be putting a beverage or something on this shelf. So rather than have to open the fridge that way and then close the door and then put it down, you just open it this way. So look at that, hey presto. Power outlets over here. So you got a dual USB and a 12 volt CE as well. So super handy for just charging, all of those types of things. Lighting as well, I do like the thing that they do, which is one on the door and one inside the canopy as well. So you've got internal lighting. Don't always need that, but that's a feature that I do love about this. Travel buddy up the top, built-in shelf. Again, this is a part of the M-Spec range, which is the modular system. So all of this that you see can bolt in and can bolt out. So you see the uprights that are just here. In the flooring as well, there's nutserts in there in certain specific spaces to suit the BAW Aluminium products as well. So all the drawers, pantries, full pull-out pantry. They do a couple of different pantries as well. So you might have seen in some other builds that we've done, we actually had a, on the 4495s with the longer canopies, we've got a larger pantry that goes in the center, which houses the travel buddy as well. So there are different options there. And the great thing, more storage in the drawer setup as well. So on the kitchen side, you can have all your plates, cups. I had one of the roll-out, fold-up canvas bags, and then you just hang it up and it's got your knives and all your sorts of stuff in there as well. So yeah, that's usually what I do on this side, is I'll use it for those purposes. Feature I should say, the lockout as well, so it won't slide back in on you. So you then do have to push the latches down, push them back in, same with your drawer. So they all lock out. That way when you are set up and you're just on the side of the road to grab lunch, they're not going to slide in and you lose all your gear off them. Another cool feature that I do like about the gear from BAW, they're doing their own canvas now as well. So all the canvas bags are actually made to suit the height of the drawers or the shelves as well. So I'll show you on the other side, I do have a shelf of theirs, which are totally, you know, adjustable as well, and you can put them wherever you like. But they're doing that as well, clear top, so you can actually see what's in the bag without having to take it apart and open it up. Anyway, so that's kind of what I do love about this kitchen side. You've got a little home away from home, everything that you need to cook a quick feed, sandwich, whatever you want to do. We do have the power system in this, so I do carry a small pod coffee machine and a sandwich press, because a bloody hot toasty on the side of the road is freaking mint. So yeah, that's the kitchen side. Let's have a look at the rear. This is the back end of the canopy. I'm not going to talk about the rooftop, but that is the RT1 Overlander from Boss and their 270 awning as well. So all this ties together in one big phenomenal camping type thing, but we're not talking about that, we're talking about just the canopy. So as part of the canopy, brand new jerry can holder, lockable. Let me open it for you real quick. Ta-da! And then basically flip it over. You can put a padlock through the latches to then lock that up. So if you are carrying fuel, sometimes out west it's like $2 something a litre, so you might want to lock it up. Same with the ladder as well, access to the rooftop, or just access to the top of the canopy if you wanted to do that. Then we've got the spare wheel holder on this side as well. So I've gone this setup because I do like to run a little bit of extra water, even though I do have 70 litres under there. I've got 3 kids, so if I go somewhere and we just take the car, it's nice to have a little bit of extra water. Because I do have long range tank in the 70 and I haven't really needed the extra fuel. So, but that's an option for that as well. So anyway, I use it for water, but you can use it for whatever you want. Good thing is, they've got the little cutout on the side. So if you've got a jerry with the tap on it, you can have it sitting there ready to rock and roll. So super handy feature as well. Okay, sorry, spare wheel on this side. Then I do have more canvas gear from those guys. This is the dirty gear bag. 6 storage in the front for whatever you want, but on the inside they do have a full strip out PVC lined bag. So if you get all the, you know, yummy stuff of drinks and all sorts of weird and wonderful things in there, you can just rip that out, dump it in the bin and you're done. We've got a nice little drain hole on the bottom as well. So that's just a little plug for the canvas gear. But it's compatible with the canopy. Look, it all ties back to the canopy, like I said. Anyway, I'm not gonna zip that up because I'm making a meal of it. So that's the rear, that's the features of the rear. The wings as well, guys, as you can see, you don't have to opt for them. So if you wanted a flat rear end because of whatever reason your setup needed that, they just literally bolt off. Modular, I keep talking about modular. Bolt on, bolt off makes it super handy. Same with these. If you didn't want to run that and you wanted 2 spares because you were doing some crazy trips, you can literally unbolt this, get the spare wheel holder system and just whack that straight on and away you go. All right, let's run to the front. I'll show you a couple of features of what they got up there. Okay, this is the front of the canopy. This is wiring from our rooftop, which plugs into the headboard as well. They've got breathers which are filtered. So positive pressure into the canopy, filtered as well, so you're not going to get dust and rubbish in there. And then we've got connections to the headboard of the tray. So this matches up ideally to the tray. So I've got solar, power to my rooftop, power from the vehicle, central locking, power feed in through the Deutsch plug, along with water sender, because this does have the TVMS system in it. So that picks up how many litres I've got in the tray water tank. So recessed though wiring into the headboard, so it does go very close to the headboard of the tray. That way you're getting this thing as far forward as possible. And as you can see, rooftop goes straight over the top of the cab of the 70. So let's move around to the other side and I'll show you guys what we got in there. Alrighty, here we are. It's 12 volt system time, one of my favorites. Just because I love doing that. Same thing on this side with the lighting though, one internal, one external. You do have the dimmer up on the door as well, and central locked, as I've said. All the doors on the tray and the canopy are central locking with the car. Hit the button, bang, locked up and unlocked. All right, what have we got here? We've got one of the shelves that come with the system that you can opt for. You can get quarter length ones, full length ones, and you can put them anywhere. So BOSS does a full bracket setup now that comes with the shelves that integrates into the towers. Pop them in there, bolts go straight into them. They've got 2 nut certs into them. Bang, you bolt it into place. And basically you can put that wherever you want, however high, however low. On this side I do have just another full storage drawer option, which is the T10 off memory. And like I said before, on the other side, lockout as well. That way, if you are on an incline, they're not gonna roll in on you. All right, let's talk about upright power system. So this is the PowerBoss off-grid, off the top of my head. It incorporates a 200 amp hour lithium battery, which is hidden in behind the bottom wall. And then we've got the BM S30 running our charging. On the back side of that, which you can't see, is a Red Arc 2000 watt inverter as well. We've got 240 outlets power just there. And then we've got 240 mains in to obviously charge off 240 just here. That way, if you pull up to a powered site or anything like that and you need extra charge for whatever reason, you've got the option of the 240 in. Now, as you can see, we've got the TVMS system. Wow, get my words out. Total Vehicle Management System is what that stands for. And it's got a little display up here. This thing here will basically display charge in, charge out, solar, what's happening from the car, what's happening from 240, and then it's got switching capabilities as well, which is all through the TVMS. So all the switching capability is done through the TVMS system, along with your temperatures and your water gauge as well. So as you'll see there, you've got a little water gauge. This isn't connected to the car, so there's no water in there. And we're calibrating at the moment because I left it on over the weekend and I ran the battery flat. So I am recharging that at the moment, but push button, all your lights turn on and off basically from this one little device. And it's Bluetooth compatible. So if you want to sit down at camp and turn things on and off, or you get up in the rooftop and you've left lighting on the outside, which that's actually my favorite feature about it. So if you want to jump up the ladder without killing yourself because you can't see anything, you can leave your lights on, Bluetooth from your phone, boom, turn the lights off, turn them back on if you need to jump out and go to the loo during the night. But that's all incorporated in that system there. So pretty cool little mounting device as well that BOSS does with these. So it's all bolted up out of the way. And then massive storage space here because I haven't actually put anything there. So this gives you a bit more of an overview of what you can have in this canopy and then simply remove. So if I needed a massive open storage space here, I could literally pull the drawer out, I can pull the shelf out, and I can even pull out the tower that holds them in. And then I've got this huge space on this side to, I mean, heck, you could probably even throw a swag in there if you wanted. I mean, rooftops there, but anyway, it just gives you a massive amount of storage space. So if you wanted to use it like that, you can. If you want to do what I've done, shelves and drawers and all that type of stuff, depending on what you need, it kind of covers all the bases. Because you can simply buy the canopy bare, nothing in it, total empty shell, and use it just as a normal everyday working, you know, canopy if you wanted to do so. So those are some of the features that I like about canopies and trays. What do you think? So guys, that was just a little bit of what I like about canopies and trays. Put in the comments below and tell me what you guys like and what you guys use yours for. If you want anything or any information about either products, please send us an email at quotes@bawauto.com.au and our team can quote you guys up on anything that you would like tray and canopy wise. So give us a thumbs up if you haven't, subscribe, share, check out all of our other social media guys, and I will see you next time in the BAW shed.